Well, admit it, you've done it, at least if you've got one. You've weaved into a curb with your car while talking on a cell phone, or if you don't have one, you've cursed softly as someone zooms by you and then you see that flip phone tucked into their cheek. A lot of us love our cell phones, but a lot of us don't love them at all. And some say, really, they're not a toy, it's an essential tool, it's for work. Others think they're simply a menace and it really causes accidents having them in the car, and that's the way the federal government seems to be leaning. They are looking at banning cell phone use in vehicles. In fact, they're talking about it in Winnipeg as we speak, as transport ministers get together to talk about a number of things. But we have to ask the question, does the notion of a ban go too far? Should Canada ban the use of cell phones in vehicles? The number to call?
And there are several studies out there that show that radiation emitted from the cell phone actually disrupts your brainwave patterns. And I went to a neurofeedback center in Vancouver, got myself hooked up to electrodes, and experimented with cell phones that I borrowed from friends. And it showed an incredible change in brainwave frequencies and patterns, and that lasted for a long time after the cell phone was hung up. So when people say that there's a distraction involved with using a cell phone, that's true, but the distraction isn't because it's the same as eating a hamburger or whatever. It's because the radiation changes your brainwave frequencies.
For how long?
Well, one study showed that for as little as a 2-minute cell phone conversation, your brainwave pattern was changed for up to an hour after you hang up the phone.
Really?
Yeah, there was a study done by Direct Insurance. They commissioned it, and it showed that people were actually more impaired by using a cell phone than they were by alcohol.
Ethel, have you heard about these studies?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't heard about those studies.
Would you be interested?
Who would have done? Who did the study?
The study was commissioned by Direct Insurance. I'm not sure the institution that actually conducted the study, but Direct Insurance was the company that actually released it. There's another study done by Don Radlmeyer at the University of Toronto, and there's another one done by Dr. Ken Rothman in the United States, and they all show similar patterns.
The real problem is that you get caught up in the conversation. But of course, with the handheld, there are the mechanics of holding the phone and dialing and that sort of thing. So that is more dangerous. But hands-free is the problem also. And people should just understand that, you know, you don't have to be using cell phones while you're driving. We've gotten by for years without doing that. It's easy to just stop somewhere if you have to make a call and do that. And with the way people are being killed as a result of people using cell phones and damage being caused to cars and causing insurance rates to increase and that sort of thing, that's how we got onto this, because we're looking to change our automobile insurance system. And this is one of the things we feel we can do to cut down the number of accidents.
Okay. I thank you very much for calling in, Minister. We do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right. So there's a government view, at least from Newfoundland and Labrador. But again, although the minister clearly doesn't like hands-free, you know, he's still, I mean, presumably it's going to be hard to wean people off anyway. But it seems to be the cautious route. I'm still a bit surprised, I have to say, that the Safety Council wouldn't advocate that. Ethel.
Oh, sorry, that we wouldn't advocate a ban on cell phones. Well, you know,
no. Well, at least advocating that hands-free should be the way to go, because you know that whole notion better safe than sorry, and you are the Safety Council after all.
We certainly in our public awareness information and our tips for safe use of wireless phones, certainly using a hands-free phone is one of the tips that we give. But you know what it really boils down to is when it comes to collisions, the studies are definitely finding that it is the conversation, so that the actual collisions seem to be more related to the conversation than to the, like I said, physical manipulation of the phone itself.
Okay, Ethel, we're going to leave it there. Very good of you to take the time with us today, and who knows, we might do it again soon. Thanks.